In this WrestleTalk news, major heat on an AEW star for injuring others in the ring, a top free agent is in talks with both AEW and ROH, and AEW make an alumni section and move Cody to it. Plus, Ollie's going to be reviewing last night's Dynamite, a bada bing, a bada boom. So subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
So the other day we talked about Joey Janela, who in an interview with Denise Salcedo, which you can watch and should watch on her YouTube channel, said that he would not be re-signing with AEW when his 3-year contract comes up for renewal very soon. In the interview, Janela voiced frustrations with his current position in AEW. He said that they had gone radio silent on him and other performers whose contracts he reckons they were letting expire, and that he thought there was heat on him for injuring Eddie Kingston. So PW Insider have been digging into the story, and they said they've confirmed with their sources at AEW that there is indeed heat on Janela for the Kingston injury, as it forced the company to change weeks of TV plans and delay the entire feud with Chris Jericho. Sometimes, when you know stuff, Joe, you know stuff, don't you? PW Insider went a step further though, saying that sources said the internal belief is that several talents have been hurt working in the ring with Janela. And Joey hasn't been brought to AEW shows since the tapings in Charlotte, and the current thinking is that the promotion are going to let his contract expire in late April. So technically, it's not really a case of him turning down the opportunity to re-sign, it's that the company are choosing not to offer him a new contract. Now, part of the reason some of this original crop of AEW stars might be finding themselves without a contract now that their 3 years is up is the constant influx of talent as Khan kleptomania runs wild. Because the AEW roster ballooned in size before Rampage hit TV screens, but then the signings and surprises just haven't stopped since. At this point, TK might have to think about adding another hour to Dynamite to fit everyone in, and everyone would love that, wouldn't they? More 3 hours of wrestling. And the thing is, it doesn't sound like they're going to stop either, as Tony now has an entire other brand to get people contracted to, Ring of Honor. One of those people who should be in those talks is a current Ring of Honor world champion Jonathan Gresham, who has reportedly been backstage at AEW shows recently and now has been revealed to be in talks with 2 TK companies, ROH, his current promotion, and of course, AEW. Fightful Select are reporting that Gresham is in talks with both promotions and that there have been assets produced indicating that he is going to be working for Tony Khan in some capacity, though whether it's AEW, ROH, or both remains to be seen. Also remaining to be seen is Cody Rhodes in AEW. That's a segue. He's like Veer 2, Electric Boogaloo at this point. Veer 2. Later. Cody hasn't showed up, basically. He no-showed despite rumours pointing to his arrival on Monday's Raw and hasn't returned to AEW television either, seemingly trapped in contract talk limbo land. But just in case you thought that this was all a work and Cody hasn't truly left AEW, here's something that might change your mind, because eagle-eyed fans spotted that AEWshop.com, the site that AEW sells its merch through in conjunction with Pro Wrestling Tees, has not only created an alumni section, but they've moved Cody and Brandy Rhodes' merch to it. And the thing is, the merch is made to order, so this isn't an attempt to shift leftover stock. The items also seemingly aren't on sale or discounted. This is how these t-shirts are going to be sold from now on, from the alumni section, meaning they are alumni and they are not in AEW anymore. Unless this is the most in-depth work of all time. You can't trust anyone. Except Ollie, who's getting a hot tag now to review AEW Dynamite.
Thanks for your support on Patreon, Barbaric, Garrick Morgan, and LIW's American Muscle, Tyler Gamola. You too can get your own shout out by going to patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Now it's time for my review of AEW Dynamite's St. Patrick's Day Slam in about 5 minutes. JR added a hey-yo to his you-know-what-that-means opening catchphrase in reference to the passing of Scott Hall, and the St. Patrick's Day Slam special kicked off with the Name Redacted Era versus Hangman Page and Jurassic Express in front of an incredibly hot crowd who were fantastic all night. It helped that this match was as great as you'd expect from a 6-man tag with these wrestlers involved, with innovative spots like a double Doomsday Device from Jungle Boy and a triple moonsault off the same turnbuckle from the babyfaces. The best for me though was Hangman's Cesaro-level hot tag, where he hit a brilliant fast-paced series of strikes and dives on both sides of the ring. This is the Hangman Page I wanted after he won the AEW World Championship, kicking ass every week while helping the younger babyfaces on the card. But Cole won by hitting the boom on Jungle Boy with the knee pad down this time. It's the central detail that's keeping Hangman vs. Cole ticking, as the full boom boom bay bay was never executed in their pay-per-view match. I wasn't super into Cole and Hangman continuing last week, but this match really got me excited. Kind of feeling like an unofficial brand split, Rampage superstars Keith Lee, Swerve, The Acclaimed and Team Taz all cut promos on each other ahead of their various matches on Friday. And the best thing going in AEW right now, William Regal's very violent boys, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, took on best friends Chucky T and Wheeler Yuta. This was the best thing on the St. Patrick's Day Slam. An 11 out of 10 segment, or I guess in my terms, 110% segment. Quick maths. Regal was sublime on commentary, getting over his faction's mission in AEW of showing the younger generation how to be a professional wrestler, while also adding some great colour insights on the in-ring work. What's amazing is that it's not just awesome seeing Mox and Danielson tag together, which they are freaking seamless at, it's how they get over their opponents too. They made Chucky and Yuta look fantastic here, particularly Yuta's comeback against Danielson's kicks. Bryan's sick smile at Yuta's fire was him going, "Yes, embrace the violence and join us, Yuta." Mox ultimately won with the Bulldog choke, meaning it's a submission win for each of them. In an excellent follow-up angle, Yuta returned to the ring, leaving best friends on the ramp to shake Regal's hand. Was it an ROH show of respect? Or was it an offer to join their team, with him being one of the desired names listed by Bryan at the start of all this? Whatever it was, Regal slapped the spit out of his mouth, causing Bryan and Mox to smile so hard like, dude, Dad just slapped that kid. Fascinatingly, AEW might be building something much larger here. Larger than younger wrestlers like Yuta coming under Regal's mentorship. They could be building a war about the industry's ideology itself, of professional wrestling versus sports entertainment. The Jericho Appreciation Society cut their first promo after debuting last week, where Jericho said the rest of the AEW roster are no more than just pro wrestlers. His guys are better because they're sports entertainers. He got tremendous heat from the AEW crowd, because what he's really saying is that they're heel avatars of WWE in AEW, coincidentally similar to how Nash and Hall presented themselves in WCW. AEW aren't just booing the Jericho Appreciation Society, they're booing everything WWE stands for. But like the Inner Circle, this is a faction with close personal ties, not just a shared mission. Each guy owes something to Jericho. He financially helped Daniel Garcia after his car crash. He had Jake Hager's back since 2010, and he got 2.0 their jobs in AEW after his former friend Kevin, Sting to you and me, asked him to help them out. But 2.0 is a stupid name from Bad Creative, and we'll never hear it again. So you'll now call them by their new serious names, Daddy Magic Matt Minard and Cool Hand Ange Angelo Parker. God, Jericho's good when he's a heel. They put the rest of the roster on notice, saying they beat up pro wrestlers, presumably building to a collision course against the ultimate pro wrestling act right now of Regal, Mox and Danielson. Perhaps even as the next blood and guts if they add more members. Garcia is a very interesting player in that dynamic, as he is wanted by both sides. FTR explained why they randomly fired Tully Blanchard last week, because he wasn't focused when they didn't have the tag titles. The Young Bucks then called them the second best team in AEW, with Nick Jackson wearing a hideous St. Patrick's Day Slam. Outfit. Next up on St. Patrick's Day Slam, Wardlow got his TNT title shot against new champion Scorpio Sky. This was more of an angle than a match, with American Top Team having been paid to soften up Wardlow so MJF and Shawn Spears could cost him the match and beat him up afterwards. Wardlow got some cool moments, and the crowd were going banana when they thought he might beat up MJF, but the numbers ultimately won out. While this does further the story, I think Sky comes off looking like an even weaker champion than last week, and the actual match was an inadequate payoff to the ladder match we went through to get here. The Hardy Boys were out next in full early noughties gimmick, where they played the tag team hit Regrets against Private Party. That got worked over for the majority, building to a monster hot tag from a kind of debuting Jeff. Something seemed to go wrong when Jeff set up everything for a swanton, but then quite rather hilariously just hit a second rope splash. They redid the spot, and Jeff hit the swanton to win. Andrade's family office then surrounded the ring for a beatdown afterwards, posing the question why weren't they out there for the actual match to interfere. But Darby Allin and Sting ran down for the save. Because that's what they do. The AFO currently feels like a Marvel move is faceless CGI army, purely there for the heroes to have more things to beat up in the final act. And the main event with 20 minutes left on St. Patrick's Day... And the main event with 20 minutes left on the St. Patrick's Day Slam... was Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the Women's Championship inside a steel cage. Rosa's entrance was incredible, where she dressed up as a matador with a women's mariachi band playing her down to the ring. With the match taking place in her hometown though, it did give the match a slight predictability that she'd win. Both wrestlers bled very early on and had multiple chair spots, including a sick bump from Baker onto a chair tower off the top rope. Rosa got the visual pin when the referee was knocked out. Thumbtacks entered the chat, and the finish felt oddly rushed, with Rosa hitting a driver on them to become AEW's new Women's Champion. It wasn't as good as one of the best matches in AEW history, but that is a lofty benchmark to have. What did you think of the St. Patrick's Day? Let me know in the comments. Mox and Danielson is the best thing in wrestling right now. They get 110%. The rest of the show was very good, with a much better pace than last week's let's do everything Tony Khan ever thought of angles. And the cage match title change was a great main event. This week's St. Patrick's Day Slam is 85%. Now go watch the brand new episode of Quizzlemania with Wrestling with Regrets, Brian Zane.
Razor Ramon versus Ted DiBiase. Whoa, shitting what? Fuck. Greg Cherry.
SummerSlam 1993.
SummerSlam 1993 is the correct answer. Holy moly. All right, so